Hello, yes, welcome to PVR channel. In my last video, we have discussed about what is pneumatics, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of the pneumatic system. So in this present video, we are going to discuss about the types of motions performed by the pneumatic components, what are the applications of the pneumatic system, overall pneumatic system sketch and the structure. Without any further delay, let's get started. There are generally three types of motions performed by the pneumatic components. They are linear, swirl and the rotary. So this is an example for a linear motion, that is a to and a fro motion of the cylinder. Here when the air supply is given to one of the ports, that is on the piston side, the cylinder starts to go forward, and when the cylinder is depressurized and when the air supply is given on the rod side, the cylinder starts to retract. This is one type of motion, that is linear. This is an example for a swirl action. It is also one type of rotary, but here in swirl action the angles are always fixed. For example, 0 to 180, 0 to 90 or 0 to 270 degree. According to the customers, they are changed. Now, a rotary actuator may have a continuous rotation similar to the electrical motor. Now, let us discuss about the applications of the pneumatic system. We know that there are four general methods of material handling, like clamping, shifting, positioning and orienting. So this is the example for clamping of workpiece by the cylinder, pneumatic cylinder. You can see that when the cylinder was pressurized, the cylinder extends and workpiece was held. When the cylinder was retracted, the clamping was not done. Now this is an example for a shifting, a pick and place operation by the pneumatic cylinder with the vacuum technology. You can see that the cylinder is picking a component from one place to the another place. Similarly, it's for the positioning and for the orienting. This is a very important slide. It shows that there are three families present in the basic pneumatic system: the air production, distribution system and the air consumption system. Let us learn about the name of each components first and then their working principle. This is the air production family. Number 1 is the air compressor. Number 2 is the electric motor. Number 3 is a pressure switch. Number 4 is a NRV, non-return valve or check valve. Number 5 is a air tank or air receiver. Number 6 is a pressure gauge. Number 7 is a drain. It can be auto or manual. Number 8 is a safety valve or a pressure relief valve. Now let's learn about how it's going to function. Now when the system is switched on, the pressure in the tank, air tank is less. So pressure switch allows the electric motor to switch on. The motor starts and converting the electrical energy to the mechanical energy. It is coupled with its friend, that is air compressor. The compressor starts to suck the air from outside, compresses the air, volume is reduced, pressure is increased. That compressed air enters the air tank or air reservoir. Now air tank performs a function of a electrical capacitor. It stores the charge and then discharges when the load is required. The same function is done by the air tank also. Apart from that, it also does the function of allowing the provision for condensing of water particles, and when then excess water is present, means the number 7, that can be a auto drain or it can be a manual drain. Now whenever the pressure is starting to build up, it is visually shown by a pressure gauge. And number 3 is our pressure switch. It is having two limits, upper limit and the lower limit. Whenever the upper limit set by the person is reached, it gives a signal to the electric motor to switch off, and thus the compressor also will shut off. when the compressor is off, the air stored in the tank should not again reverse. So the NRV or the check valve number 4 will stop the air going from the tank to the compressor. It stops that. It allows only in one direction, that is from compressor to tank only. In case the pressure switch is having some problem or any malfunction is there. Now in that case, that pressure relief valve or safety valve I told, that number 8, will try to bypass the air whatever is coming from the compressor to the atmosphere directly. That's the saving the malfunctions or having any emergencies. Number 9 and number 10. Number 9 is a air dryer and number 10 is a mainline filter. Dryer does the function of removing the water vapor from the system and not the moisture. It only removes the water vapor from the system and not the moisture. And number 10 is nothing but a mainline filter. Number 10 is nothing but a mainline filter. Now this mainline filter, what it is doing is, it is trying to remove the dust particles and also the oil contaminants generally present at the compressor outlet in the flow lines. And this is the air consumption system. Number 1 is nothing but a air takeoff point. Number 2 is a drain. Number 3 FRL. Number 4 directional control valve. Number 5 linear actuator. Number 6 is nothing but a pneumatic lines with the flow control valves or the speed controller. Number 1 is nothing but a air takeoff point, that is, it is having like something like a gooseneck connection. The water coming into the system is almost minimized if you are taking from the top. And number 2 is a drain, which should always be present in the bottommost part of your pneumatic system, so that water contents can be easily removed. And then filter, regulator and the lubricator. Filter, as said earlier, it is going to remove the culprits from the pneumatic system like dust, rust particles or some oil particles, water particles, etc. Then regulator is there. Regulator, function of regulator is to reduce the pressure and give to the pneumatic components. So all the pneumatic components are to be operated only at the operated pressure, designed pressure, not the excess pressure. So that is why the regulator is used. It also tries to avoid the pulsation in the system and thereby wasting of energy. Next is the lubricator. The function of lubricator is to lubricate the parts of the valves and the cylinders because they are always movable parts. And number 4 is a directional control valve. It controls the direction of the cylinder in forward or reverse motion. And number 6 is nothing but a flow control valve or a speed controller. It controls the speed of the cylinder movement. And the next is the structure of from the energy appliance, etc. Next step is the signal input elements like push button, sensors. All these are coming under the signal inputs element. Next is the signal processing element like direction control valve or logic valves, etc. Then comes the control element like direction control valve again, and finally the working element. Finally our cylinders or air motors are going to perform the final task. So this is all about the today's session. Please stay tuned for my next update on the energy supply elements like compressor, and we are going to learn about the compressor and the types of compressor for various applications. Thank you for watching my video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it so that my videos will reach you then and then. Thank you.